Sorry, we got to cut the song because John is with us. Can you hear us, John?
Hey there. Yes, I can.
Yes.
Yay!
Thank you so much for calling. You were just explaining to me that you've been in a dead zone for a while.
Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, and I got a signal now, and that's a bad excuse. I forgot to call. I forgot to be in the right place at the right time. So here I am. Hope it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk now. How are you guys?
Tired.
We're doing good, but we're doing great. We've had so many requests today. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of people sharing their stories of just how important your music is to them, and just amazing stories. It's been a really fun day.
Brilliant. Nice to hear.
And we've heard from all 50 states. We did by 11 o'clock. We did. In fact, I thought we only needed the state of Wyoming, and so we got that early. And then I realized we actually needed New Hampshire yet. And Arkansas. But then we got them right away. We've heard from all 7 continents again.
That's astonishing. I'm just hard by that. We've never even played in Wyoming.
Really?
There you go. That's probably why it took so long to get a request.
That might be the reason. We've driven through. We even broke down once in Wyoming. Our bus once broke down somewhere outside of Casper or someplace, but we've never actually performed a show there.
You didn't have to busk for tip money to get a new tire?
We somehow survived that ordeal. We have not played in all 50. We've never played in Alaska, for example.
Okay. Well, earlier we actually got a surprise phone call from Danny, who actually, when I was talking to him off the phone, he said, "Wow, we haven't even played Wyoming, and there's some other state we haven't played." So it's Alaska.
Really?
So
he's aware.
Yes.
That was Danny Weinkoff.
Yes. Yeah.
Danny is the most sort of grounded in facts member of our band. He's the one we always turn to when we can't remember, some important piece of information.
Well, I tell you what, your phone reception's a little strange. So if we do ask you to repeat something, it's just because it's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But the question we want to ask right away was actually our Antarctica question that we got from Christian at the Gina Antarctic Station. So we're wondering if you could tell us, is there a song that you hate but John Flansburgh loves that you guys have to perform?
Oh, that's in our repertoire.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that we have to perform that either one of us hates. I think that would pretty much rule out perform. So the answer would be no to that. I'm sure there's loads of songs that one of us loves and the other hates, most of which are by other bands. But yeah, no, I think there's one or two that I'm probably sick of some of my own songs, and Flansburgh still like them for some reason, and so it does come up. But we, if one of us doesn't play a song, this song does not get played.
Awesome. Well, that takes care of our Antarctica. So now it's officially colored off the map.
I'm floored that somebody called from Antarctica. That's just insane.
I know.
Well, we have since we have just a little bit of time with you, we have some questions that people wanted to just ask you. And so, if you don't mind, we'll just ask some of those.
Go ahead. I'll pretend that I'm just good if I can't answer it.
Okay.
Okay. This one's from Sarah Love from St. Louis. Are there some songs that are more personal to you than others? If so, which? Are there any songs that are hard to perform for this reason? I've heard you say that the songs are not about you, but Self-Called Nowhere seems like it could be about you. Is Self-Called Nowhere different in this way, or is this just my imagination? Or is there some other song that is secretly the most personal one?
I think I pretty much go along with the initial claim that I apparently made, that the songs are not topically really not that personal generally. They're not autobiographical. I would say some of them I feel I'm closer to them. than others. I think there's some songs that feel more impersonal. I'm not really thinking of a good example now, but yeah, I don't know. I think that also there's this notion that if a song is personal, it's because it is specifically autobiographical, and obviously that's not how we work. I think there's some songs that I feel like are emotionally have an emotional intensity to them, even if they're like I always feel like Flansburgh's song "Piece of Dirt" has a kind of great emotional depth to it that I feel, which he may feel like, oh no, I was just goofing around when I wrote that one. But I always feel like there's a sort of intensity to it that I feel playing it.
Okay.
And another one of his songs I would say that about is the I'm actually spacing the name of the song.
Do you want to sing a little bit of it? Maybe we could help you.
Yeah. This is really embarrassing. I'll mention it when I do it. But yeah, I think there's a broad category of songs that feel kind of like they work on an emotional level. Some songs work on a more intellectual or conceptual level, and they're exciting for that reason. They have this kind of thrilling conceptual quality, and so that's how I would divide them up. It's not so much some of them being about things.
Okay. Tim, do you have a question you want to
yeah, I do. Let me just pull it up here. Let's see if I...
Impossibly New. Sorry, that's the name of the song.
Oh, okay.
Samantha...
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, yes. Samantha in St. Paul wants to know if you've ever thought about writing fiction. So many of your songs are basically weird, creepy, twisty sci-fi stories a la Twilight Zone or Black Mirror, and she'd really love to read a collection of short stories from you. Have you ever thought about that?
Well, I did when I was a lot younger, like maybe in high school, and around that time I thought it would be fun to be a writer. And I liked a lot of short story writers, not so much science fiction at that point, but I was a big fan of these oddball writers like Donald Barthelme and Robert Coover and people like that, Ursula Molinaro. I actually had a collection of 60s short stories that were part of this. They were considered all part of this group, and they were these weirdos, these fiction writers. And I think Barthelme was the most celebrated one on that list. And I thought it would be cool to have that job. I really liked those kinds of stories.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I have friends who write novels, and to me that's always like, that would be so hard. Can't imagine how hard it is to write a novel, because you have to have that give an idea,
Yeah.
That seems like impossible. That's why, in a way, a short story is more of a analog to a 3-minute song. I think they both contain these very minimal sort of amount of information, like the ideas for the single in cases, or like a prose poem. I can imagine writing a prose poem.
What was it? You could write poetry, you said? Was that what?
A prose poem.
Oh, prose poem. Okay.
It's a really short poem. Yeah.
And kind of along the same lines, we had some people ask this too, but like my favorite question to ask you each year is what book you're reading right now, because I always love what you guys answer.
Yeah. Well, we learn a lot. So I've been doing a bunch of right now I'm reading this great Michael Pollan nonfiction book about psychedelic drugs. It's called How to Change Your Mind. Are you familiar with that?
I am not familiar with that.
Oh, it's terrific. He is sort of this very skeptical person who has a evidence-based perspective, but he wants to know sort of what's at the bottom of the psychedelic drug experience. And of course, there are a lot of people who make mystical claims, or they're interested in the sort of paranormal, supernatural aspects of tripping. Mm-hmm. And really getting into that, it does feel like there's something there he wants to know about it. So the book is about him out there, psychedelics, and just investigating and seeing what's going on. And it's really entertaining. Very good book.
That reminds me of that artist who painted self-portraits when he took whatever drug he could get his hands on, and he lived like in a flop house in actually the city where my sister lives, in Johnson City, Tennessee, and he would paint self-portraits while under the influence of that drug. And if you look at all the work, it is so vastly different depending
on what he was taking.
On what he was taking at the time.
Right.
I'm going to have to check that book out. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, Michael Pollan, well, he's like a famous, he wrote The Omnivore's Dilemma, sort of food and book about food and food and how we consume. So this is a way, sort of just an offshoot of that.
Okay.
Fiction. I haven't really been digging too much into fiction recently. Actually, let me just open up my. I've got my little my books thing here.
Oh.
I can take a look at this because I can't remember what I've been reading. Well, I've got some Will Self short stories.
Okay. I'm always impressed when somebody can read more than one book at a time. I'm strictly one at a time.
Some of us have a low attention span, so it's not necessarily a good thing. We had this funny coincidence, which is we were playing in Orlando, Florida this year, and it was Virginia Woolf's birthday, so that inspired me to read the book Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Again, teenager. But that is a fantastic novel, Orlando. Really interesting. I can't even summarize it for you, except to say it's about the main character lives hundreds of years and changes from a man into a woman, and there's it's a work of fiction, but photo of the protagonist in Virginia Woolf.
Okay. Well, we just got a message from Phil saying that Flans is going to call around 5:30, but I don't want to keep you real long because our connection with you is really, really spotty. And I hate to say this because we would love to.
No, this is the normal sound of my voice.
But I want you to know that today we've had so many requests, and we've had requests off of the brand new albums. We've had requests off of your albums that you put out, how many years ago. It's been all over the place, and people have just been sharing these great stories about your music and what it's meant to them in tough times or in just really happy times. And I want to share that with you because we've had so many people writing about it today. It's been really, really cool.
We're deeply grateful that you host this thing and love getting all the support from everybody. And so thanks again. Thanks for all the support.
Yeah, and we hope to see you soon. You guys have had such a busy year, so if we don't see you for a little while out on the road, I certainly get it. You guys need to rest up. But we hope to be able to chat with you again next year. And, of course, anytime you're coming through Minnesota again, you guys are always welcome to join us in the studio.
I think we'll pick you up on that.
Awesome.
Great to speak to you guys again.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
too.
And you have a great rest of the night. And I'm going to jump back in the music. We got a request for They Got Lost off of They Got Lost. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thanks, John.
We'll talk to you soon. Okay. See
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.